Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Of course, we're getting closer to Tokyo and the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
It's looking like it's starting to happen. Bit of news in rowing, because Australia's always dominated rowing. We've always been known as great rowers at the Olympic Games, and Awesome Foursome's always been the one we've talked about. Well, now we've got
disappointed in those boys, silver.
silver in Rio. Not happy.
Come on, mate.
Second best team in the
come
world.
on, yeah, come on,
The
come
boat.
on.
All right, so the women's Awesome Foursome. It's been nearly 30 years since we've had the women's four at rowing, and of course our current women's four are the world champs.
Yep.
So they're predicted to get gold. So we could have the women's Awesome Foursome with a gold medal, could have the men's Awesome Foursome with a gold medal, and we've got 9 boats.
Yeah.
All of them are predicted to be in amongst the medals. So it's going to be a great time for rowing. 9 boats in.
Wow.
So it's
that
going to be a great
shows you
time.
the strength, doesn't it, of Aussie rowing?
Absolutely.
Really? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I look forward to that. 1980 Olympics, mate. The East German women's rowing 8 weighed more than the Australian men's rowing 8. There were a few drugs going on at that time.
Well, I think there were a couple of them were in the weightlifting as well.
Yeah.
They were rowing and weightlifting.
They're all eating at the same place, no doubt about that. So we keep your eye on the women's Awesome Foursome. It is fantastic.
To be honest, we've talked about the Olympics a little bit, haven't we?
Yep.
Where I'm not so sure we get pumped. But when you get closer,
I'm trying to.
You know, the women's...
You can't not. And the athletes will be infectious. But again, I sense
event.
without the... Well, it is. It's the TV Olympics, no doubt about that. I want to ask you before we go, Nathan Buckley, your thoughts on Bucks. Of course, you were with him at Port Adelaide, and I've had a little bit to do with Bucks. I'm wondering now, after the game, for the journalists that have been critical of Nathan Buckley, and they've been pretty savage on him at different times, saying, he's lost the group.
Yeah.
I see, if you watched after the game... He hadn't lost the group. And I've been saying for weeks that he hadn't lost the group. I think those people need to be ashamed of themselves for even making that statement. Yeah. He's been an absolute superstar through all of this. Yeah. I'm wondering how courageous it would be for the club to go back to him and say, you know what, Bucks, we reckon we've made a mistake, mate. Would you take a 3-year contract?
Oh, yeah.
Ever seen that in sport?
No.
Anywhere?
I can't ever remember seeing that anywhere.
What would your reaction to that be?
Well,
based on what you saw on the weekend... Sorry?
I never thought he should have gone in the first place.
Oh, I'm not arguing with that. But
because they're a good side, mate. The Collingwood aren't a bad side. We keep saying it.
They've won their last 2 games.
Well, we keep saying it every week. They had a lot of losses to teams above. Well, there are a lot of teams above them, by the way. But narrow losses. You know, you win those games. They wouldn't be talking about Buckley now. They'd be sitting 7th or...
I'll be on Leon Cameron now. It'll be on someone else because they drew with North Melbourne. So
I think this has got... Collingwood are such a big club.
Yep.
And this has got something to do with the board. This is a board decision with Buckley. And, you know, they lose a couple of games where they probably shouldn't lose. But look at all the other clubs losing games that they should. Look at Melbourne on the weekend. Again.
Yep. So, look...
1v7, 1v16 and they lose.
Yeah, I know. They lost to the Crows.
So
I know we go.
This week?
Well, after Goody this week, you're sitting on top of the ladder.
Well, that's right.
Let me ask you this then, because we know that won't happen. I'm asking you said Collingwood are a powerful club.
Yeah.
Do they now go... We know exactly the type of coach we want. Let's go and get him.
Yeah.
Or do they go through the process of, we'll interview a whole lot of coaches and then make a decision?
Well, you know, I think they'd have someone in mind.
Well, I think they should.
Yeah. Well, they better.
And then I think the people that are making that decision, be it 4, be it 8, whatever, that go, okay, the 8 of us are making the decision on the coach.
Yeah.
If he's successful, we all stay. If he's no good, we all go.
Yeah.
Put yourself on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Put yourself up there and go. So now there's a more united front behind the coach. But I'm thinking Collingwood need to be in a situation right now where they go, let's get to some people, let's work out what kind of coach we want, and we're going to go and recruit the coach. Yeah. Let's do it differently. Let's get past this. We need to interview because and sometimes you do need to interview.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I think they are in a club, they're a big club. They can go and get the person that they want and go, okay, be it Mark Williams, be it Ross Lyon, be it Sam Mitchell, whoever they think after they do their research on the type of coach they need, that's the bloke we want.
What happens if they win their next 5 games under Robert Harvey?
Well, it'll be an interesting one. Harves has certainly put his head on the chopping block there, no doubt about that.
Mate, they could well do it.
I thought Bucks is classy right through, but even his passing comment of this team's well placed and ready to move forward.
Yeah.
I think we have to tip our hat to him and say, he has been nothing but dignified in his
been an honest
25, 30 years at the Collingwood Footy Club. He is probably the best player they've ever had.
Yeah.
And certainly would be welcome back, you would think, at open arms any time.
No problem,
I would be disappointed in a year's time. I think he needs a year away, freshen himself up. But I would go hard for him if I was a footy club as my assistant coach.
I think
I would go real hard to say, tell me how we get you here. And I'd like to see him step in to be an assistant for a couple of years and then get back in the seat again.
Well, I think
at a different club.
I think you're looking at him now, Nathan Buckley, the way he's handled himself in the media.
Oh,
he will walk straight into a
Channel
media
7.
job.
Channel 7 would have
Straight
been at
in
his
there.
door the day after he said
Not
he
a problem.
wasn't. Yeah,
Not a
and he'll
problem.
be terrific.
So, do you need the grey hair or do you need the cash? I'll go for the cash. And the hair. And the hair too.
All right. Quickly, on the weekend in the SANFL, of course, we saw Norwood get over South Adelaide. Terrific win by them.
That's a great
Glenelg
win.
continue to win over North Adelaide. So that
Broke
gap
the
where we
record,
said
I
it may be North or Norwood, looks like it's starting to crease out and the five might be setting themselves up. Time for us to go. Hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. We'll look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.